Alright, let's determine the velocity and acceleration functions for the following. H of t is equal to negative 4.9 t squared plus 25t plus 4, right? This is usually the equation of a projectile, right? And h of t looks like the height in meters after t seconds, right? So it's not too, it's not mentioned here, but let's assume that h of t represents the height of the object after, let's do t seconds. Okay, so height of the object after t seconds, and we're basically looking at motion on the y-axis. So if we're looking at velocity, velocity is the first derivative function, right? So v of t here is h prime of t, and h of t represents the position on the y-axis, right? So velocity is the rate of change of position. H prime of t, you do the derivative, right? So you do derivative of each portion, right? Negative 4.9 t squared, right? Plus derivative of 25t plus the derivative of 4, right? And then this guy here becomes negative 9.8t plus 25, right? You're utilizing the power rule, right? So 2 times negative 4.9, subtract 1 to the power, right? 1 times 25, subtract 1 to the power, and constants become 0. Okay, so this is your velocity function. Okay, the acceleration function is the rate of change of velocity, right? So the acceleration function is the first derivative of the velocity function or the second derivative of your position function. Okay, and in this case your acceleration function is the derivative of the velocity function. I'm doing negative 9.8 derivative, right, of negative 9.8t plus the derivative of 25, right? We're basically using the sum rule here. And then this becomes negative 9.8 meters per second squared. And the relevance of this is that this is actually the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so if you guys ever take physics, you'll actually see this constant being used, right? So all objects on the Earth, when they basically fall back to the surface of the Earth, they actually accelerate at this magnitude. Okay, that 9.8 meters per second squared. Negative just implies that's going down, right? So this is really useful. And it's really this is really where the force of gravity kind of comes from. So yeah, those are the relationships between the position, velocity, and acceleration functions. Okay, so we'll look at more questions in further videos regarding this material.